And we are live with the Onyx Path News. Welcome, welcome. Thank you very much for tuning in live to this particular edition of our show. Well, as you can tell, I'm back indoors. Last week was a bit of an anomaly doing the news from outside. Well, that's not going to happen again. Well, it might happen next week. Why might it happen next week? Well, you see, this week I am traveling, dear viewers. I will be traveling to the wonderful country of Scotland, because Tabletop Scotland is taking place this weekend. And that requires me to get on a plane, go up to Edinburgh, then catch a train, go to Perth. Hopefully the strikes won't interfere with that too much. And I should be travelling back next Monday. But travelling back next Monday, that may mean this will be a recorder on the hop kind of affair. We will have to see. But let's not worry too much about that right now. Right now, let's talk about releases. Let's talk about what else Onyx Path are doing, as well as sending 4 of our best and brightest and boldest to Scotland this weekend in the form of myself, Michele Masala, Kim Godwin, and John Burke. So yeah, if you are going to Tabletop Scotland, do expect to see us there. By all means, speak to us. Don't breathe on us. There is still a pandemic on. So what have we done? What have we done? That's a big question. Last week, we released some VTT packs. Well, what is a VTT pack, you may ask? Why does that not sound like a role-playing game? Well, a VTT pack is a pack of counters, illustrations, map assets, that kind of thing for some of your favorite role-playing games. Last week, we focused on Trinity Continuum Aberrant. We released some of our VTT assets, which basically means you can use assets from the role-playing games in a virtual tabletop environment. All the counters and so on are there. You just plug them in, play there, boom, done. You're gone. And we did that for Aberrant. We also released an awful lot of assets, extra materials for Scarred Lands, Dead Man's Rust. Now, because so many of these are released as small or micro purchases, what I've done below is link you to last Wednesday's release blog, so the onyxpath.com's Wednesday releases. We release something every Wednesday. That will link you to every single one of those. I really recommend them, and if you haven't done so before, do check them out. Do just give them a purchase, because they don't cost much. See what you're playing around with. See if it's the kind of thing you might be able to have fun with for your own games. But that is not all. We usually release a book every week. Well, we always release a product, so you may be familiar with the fact that we release books. Well, last week we actually concluded a Kickstarter for a book, Trinity Continuum Aether, and this was very exciting for me as the developer of the book. It was the very first big book for Trinity that I had developed myself. I did co-develop NWE Unleashed, the wrestling supplement for Aberrant, which was great fun. Co-developed that with Eddie Webb. But Aether did very well, much better, I think, than we were expecting, and that isn't a bad thing. We weren't thinking it was going to do badly, but it did better than we were expecting. So when something passes our expectations, we feel happy. We funded a bunch of stretch goals. There's Jumpstart ready-made characters that will be rolled into one product. There is going to be an Aethernaut collection, that being a book of interesting NPCs and potentially playable characters too. Everything from Moriarty and Dracula to Dr. Jekyll and the Invisible Man. Loads of fun stuff there. And we have also funded, or part funded, our audio drama of the Trinity Continuum Aether serial that I was putting out every single Thursday in the run-up to the Kickstarter and for the first couple of weeks. So, yeah, there's a lot going on there, and I look forward to seeing what else comes out in the vein of Aether. And hi to everyone who is tuning in right now. Alan, Gal, Big Sarge, Mark, and Bro Meliad, and Morris. Everyone's saying hi. Everybody is saying hi right now. Good for you. And hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's a delight to see you here. And thank you for the compliments on the shirt, bro. This shirt has a story behind it, tying into the release of Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. And how when people found out that Paradox had taken over, being a Swedish company, some people threw the term at them that they were Swedish edgelords. So every single one of us got a t-shirt made up for the Gen Con where V5 was released that said Swedish Edgelord. We decided not to wear them at that Gen Con because some people were very not afraid, but frayed with the interactions with fans, and we thought it would only antagonize them to wear them. But now, antagonize away. I don't care. So Morris asks a question here. Might be Maurice, do excuse me. Will we get an Onyx Path deep dive on the podcast? I was surprised we did not get the standard Friday of release episode. We did release an episode on Friday. Morris, we released a Dead Man's Rust episode. If you can't see it, I will double check. In fact, I will have a look right now. Hell, this is the wonders of technology today allow me to go on my phone. And I'm approving that swear, by the way. I had to actually approve it for you. I'm going to look on my phone and check on Spotify and see whether a new episode of the Onyx Pathcast has come through, because if it hasn't, then disaster. Something's gone wrong. There's been a breakdown in communications. But I believe that last Friday should have been a Dead Man's Rust actual play. So we will now find out. Aha! Morris was saying I was talking about Aether. Most Kickstarters have podcasts on the Kickstarter, but this is all Dead Man's Rust. You are correct in that case. In that case, I will stop looking. We did talk about Aether. We've talked about Aether a fair amount, both during the Trinity month and on other podcasts too. Right now, the Pathcast is very much focused on the fact that it's Onyx Path's 10th anniversary, and so we are dedicating a different game to every single month. We did Trinity not that long ago, and that's where we spoke at length about Aether. But yes, anyway, what else do I have to talk to you about? Well, at the end of this week, we have Onyx Path's gaming night, or gaming day, on Start.Playing. Now, Start.Playing is a virtual forum where you can go, join games, set up games, find players for games you never usually get a chance to play. The GMs take part of the pay for that. Part of it goes to Start.Playing as well. It's all for a good cause, in the sense that the GMs are getting paid for their efforts, whatever they choose, really. And lots of good games are getting run. We've done this now 2 months running. We're doing it again this month, and we want to see your games up there. So if you're not getting a chance to go to Tabletop Scotland at the end of this week, and you would like to do some gaming this weekend, then do go on Start.Playing down below. You can either run a game, or you can sign up to play an existing game that's looking for players. This is a fine opportunity for all of you out there who say that they don't get a chance to play games. Now you have no excuse not to. You can do that thing. Anyway, with that said, what is going to be coming out this Wednesday? I rather suspect it's going to be a release for the Trinity Continuum, but I will say no more. Check the Onyx Paths blog on Wednesday, see what comes out. And with that said, I will be back next Monday in some form or other, and we'll update you with another episode of the news. So thank you very much for watching, and have a lovely evening.